Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the back office. Now, before I open my next box gadget, I just want to show you this. This is a fish finger sandwich, and this is a delicacy we have in the UK. We could call it something like cod tempura with a tomato glaze, but no, it's just fish fingers and ketchup, but absolutely lovely. Right, one quick bite. Let's start. I was in the market for a GPS navigator because a can of Coke blew up in my van's glove box, drenching the TomTom Mapped for Life GPS that was in it. And that was very expensive and very annoying indeed. I don't have that kind of GPS money lying around. So I went on to eBay, and for £40, or actually it was less, I think it was £32, you got to shop around, you see it advertised different prices, was this. And you can see it's pretty much an OEM type thing. GPS planet navigation. Now, I would like planetary navigation, so it's a stellar cartography unit of sorts. Ooh, well wrapped, look at that. There's our tubes. In fact, oh, it's in there. That's a baggie for it. I love that. That's cool. What else do we have? A USB mini adapter, which is pretty common actually for a lot of things like dash cams. They don't use the micro, they use the mini. Unfortunately, they have a mini lead too, which is good. It stops people stealing them, by the way, because really they can't use it in too many things. A bracket and a window sucker. I don't think we really need to go into any of those. I think I'll just keep this one out because we'll probably use that. And we're going to pop this thing open. Now, apparently this thing also has Maps for Life, but you have to download them from their hooky website, which is fine by me, but they do say they will update them. So whether or not they will, I don't know. But the difference between this GPS unit than other ones that you can get is that because it's for bigger vehicles, it allegedly has the ability to let you put in the vehicle dimensions. So let's pop this off because there's no point keeping that. We know it's going to get grubby anyway. So that's quite nice. It's quite a big screen. Actually, today we do have a ruler next to me. Clean it off. Get rid of all the metal filings of it. And our screen is in inches, 7-inch, a whopping 7-inch. And I can actually see on there, there's a factory fitted screen protector too. So look at that bonus, double bonus. So let's look at the other things. It's very thin. It's basically like an Android tablet. Now, if I push the power, I don't think it has a battery, but maybe it does. So let's hold the power down for a few moments. I'm not seeing the power. Now, I don't expect it to necessarily start working, by the way, inside the back office. I really haven't seen many GPS units function here. And just a strange note here, there is an SD card slot, I can see that, but there's actually an AV in, which is blocked off. So that's, I wonder if these were screens as well. We might find one day if we this breaks down and I open it up, we could see if there's anything inside it. But that was absolutely quite quick. And it does look like one of those weird cheap feature tablets, doesn't it? In fact, I'll tell you where I've seen this before. I've seen these on head units in cars. If you've got one of those cheap Android head, well, I say Android, some are Android. But if you get the cheap ones that look like Android but aren't Android, it's running these. And you can play flash games on it. Before we get into navigation, I feel that we need to see what game is. Oh, it's got sound too. Link, Boxman, Russian something, Go Bang, Othello and Snake. Let's try Othello. That's actually very responsive though. Ooh. Yeah, this is speedy as hell. I mean, if you think about it, the amount of processing power you need to run Android might be quite high, but the amount of processing power to run whatever this thing is might be a lot lower. Oh look, that is actually pretty cool. Right, anyway, onwards. Navigation, let's see what it says. So it is loading it like an app. I'm almost tempted to pull the power as well while it's loading, see if it's got battery in it, but I think, well, let's just leave it be. And there it is. Destination, route options, show map and more. And there's some settings. Sound and warnings, customize quick menu, driving time management. So it's a bit like having your taco, isn't it? Traffic. How would it know? Historical traffic. Maybe that's something that's downloaded with the map. Use map settings. Does it show what maps we have? No. And clearly it's not going to find us Visual guidance settings, display, regional. I mean, £32. This is great. I mean, this is way more responsive than my TomTom ever was. And that was quite a recent one. Look at that. There's a lot of there to go through, which obviously I'm not going to. I'm just curious, though, about the vehicle size thing, you know, because obviously if you're using a large vehicle, you want to be able to specify that. Clothing. What? What is this? That is absolutely bizarre. Sorry, I couldn't take the excitement of that. I just had to have a stop for a pit stop to add some chips to my other fish finger sandwich. Oh yeah. Oh my, that was glorious. Right, I did find it. So you go to the settings menu and then go to route settings and then vehicle. Look. And you can go through and then you can say your, let's say a lorry. Okay, but you did see there was some settings there. Name, lorry, max speed. So it does consider your maximum speed. And then you can put in your length, width and height. And if you've got a trailer or not, axles, your tons, all the usual stuff. Because the idea of that is that this GPS will navigate you around obstacles such as low bridges, narrow roads, that kind of thing. So let's choose an address that we might want to go to. How about, oh, keywords. Oh, this is all a bit complicated. Let's put Norfolk. Maybe we need to change the country. I'm still searching for that setting, by the way, but as I was playing with it, I just got to show you this. It's awesome. There's an FM setting on it. When you turn it on, you can actually choose the channel that it will transmit on. So if your car doesn't have the appropriate Bluetooth, or you know, you could do an audio aux in, you can actually just transmit straight from FM into it and then use this as your media player. Kind of nice. Right, back to the maps. Right, I think we might be onto a winner now. I did neglect to say potentially that this is a proper full international, shall we say, unit. So it does come with all of the full European maps. So that's a bit what problem why we're having so much difficulty. I want to find the UK. United Kingdom. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Town. So let's go to Norwich. Norw. And I'm looking at it through the camera viewfinder, so that's why I'm having a bit of difficulty here. But I'm telling you, the screen is incredibly responsive. Street. I don't know a street, actually. Let's just see if it's happy enough with that. And you can just hit select town, perhaps. Oh, that's it. And there is Norwich. Go. But it doesn't actually know where I am. But let's see. Waiting for the GPS. Okay, this is going to be a great review. Now, I'm going to take this out in my car. However, I have to say, I did go onto Amazon and find a similar unit. In fact, I think it's the same unit. And it did get many a good review. It was more expensive on Amazon, naturally. But people were enamoured with it. So that's definitely a good sign. I will be taking it out and about in the car and putting it through its paces over the next few weeks. But I have to say, initial impressions though, very, very good. Look at that, it's so tiny. I mean, even just as a gadget for something you're going to play with, the price is absolute bargain. Now I am just going to do one last thing. Now I'm going to go back to the main menu and just have a quick look. Right, I'm just going to have a little quick play. And then I'm going to pull the power out because I'm pretty positive there's no battery in this at all, but you never know. So there is a button here called desk that takes you to this view here. Video photo, let's see if there's any videos. MP4, iMovie 3. Oh, there you go. It's a video of an aeroplane doing something. With Philips written in the corners. I'm not sure what Philips have got to do with that. Unit convert. Calculator, the FM setting, language, games, which we already saw, ebook. Let's see if there's any ebooks. Primo, not really, nothing there. I don't think you're going to be doing any reading on here, but again, I suppose you could use it as a cheap tablet. NaviPath and USB. USB does have a look at the files on the USB. I'm not sure what NaviPath is. Oh, auto run the GPS when starting. Yes. And it says navigation path. It says resonant path primo.exe. So is the navigation software called Primo? Who knows? I mean, this is the ROM version, app version, and system ID. I mean, I don't know what OS this is. It just does not say anything about it. And the only hint I saw is that when I went to navigation, and I do apologise for jumping in and out of this. We have to keep watching the same loading screen, but you'll have to admit it's pretty quick. I did notice something, that when I went to one of these settings, let's have a look. So that's basically boring stuff that you're going to see on the screen. One of these did say go to a particular web page to download the map. And I do like there is a wizard on there. That could be super useful. Where would I have seen that? So we've got 3 options here, right? Updates and extras. I think that was it. Content from Navi Extras. The most up-to-date maps and places, map coverage, lifelike 3D landouts, etc, etc. Navi Extras. So if you know what Navi Extras is, please comment down below, and we'll probably have to try to work out what we think about the clothing setting and why that exists. Who knows? Oh, demo. Oh, about. Oh, it's iGo. Look, iGo Primo. So iGo is an actual real thing, a real piece of software. But the fact it says here web address and support email are kind of blank makes me wonder if this is a kind of a hooky one. And I've got all these fingerprints I've been getting on here. No better. So hopefully that's of some use to you. In fact, before I wrap up, I do know I'm babbling a little bit, but I just want to show you one more feature. I did go to the Find On Map, which was cute. And wait for it. Now if you zoom out, and you keep hitting zoom out, and you keep hitting zoom out, look, you get the globe, and you can probably just about see it. And it starts off in, looks like China, somewhere like that. And I'm rotating the map around to Europe. I don't know why it's so dark. Maybe you can change the colour settings, but you can just about see the road starting to pop up. There we go. London, Birmingham. And it actually shows you the river routes as well. So look, that is absolutely brilliant. Again, £32. Full European maps. I'm not affiliated with these guys, by the way, or anything like that, but it's just a bargain. So have a look now. Go on eBay, go on Amazon. If you fancy one, get one. And comment down below what you think. Hopefully that's been of some use to you. And as ever, thank you for watching. I'm going to get back to that fish finger sandwich. Bye-bye. I just remembered we were going to pull the plug, weren't we? Let's see what happens. Oh, it has a battery in it. And it's got Windows CE. It's running Windows CE. Absolutely brilliant. Windows CE.